Well, hello, this is Byron Wade, your General Presbyter, and I want to introduce to you a new video series that I'm doing for the Presbytery. You may remember a few weeks ago at our recent Presbytery meeting, I had talked about one of the initiatives that I wanted to do was to focus a little attention on our smaller congregations who are seeking pastoral leadership. And so we're going to start with this today to make sure that I have the opportunity to go to our different congregations who currently don't have anyone serving them. These are very faithful congregations who may not be able to afford a full-time minister, but we are confident that the Lord will continue to bring them someone who could serve them either as a stated supply, a retired minister that may want to serve, or a commissioned pastor within our presbytery. So the first church I want to introduce to you today is Siloam Presbyterian Church. Many of you may know that small congregation that is right outside of Old Fort. So I had the opportunity to go and to have lunch with the ladies there and to let them tell you about Siloam and what they're looking for in a pastor to supply them. So I hope that you will take the opportunity to listen to them and to see where they are and see if God is discerning a call for you at Siloam. So, tell us a little bit about Siloam Presbyterian Church.
We're a small church. Matter of fact, we only have 5 members on the active roll, and we have 3 affiliate members, so we have a total of 8 that consistently come every Sunday. Our address is Old Fort, North Carolina, but we're actually in the Pleasant Garden community. We're a very small rural church, but we have a big heart, and we have a lot of projects where we serve the community to the best of our abilities, and we enjoy doing that. And I'm rambling, okay. Yes, you are. Hey, this is us. This is us.
That's why I kicked her.
This is us. I wait till church service and say you're rambling, and she stops.
What are you looking for in a pastor?
We're looking for someone who is enthusiastic, who has, I keep forgetting that, who has a good message, someone that is flexible, because we are very flexible. We go with the flow, and we want someone who will participate, but not all the time, but be kind of on the sidelines, encouraging and saying, have you considered doing this in the way that we can help the community? We want someone who gives us a good message, because one of the things that we particularly like is if you have a sermon and you give us that little nugget to think about all week long, something that has, give us a little idea. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, or yes, I can help with that, or I can do this, or I need to change that. Something that helps us through the week, just that little bit of nugget within the sermon that helps us. And someone that just
Has a good sense of humor.
Has a good sense of humor.
Have to put up with us.
That's true.
We started out as a mission point in about 1771 with Colonel Joseph McDowell. When he died, he mentioned that, and he was a very stout Presbyterian, and they mentioned that there had been a mission started in the Pleasant Gardens area. And eventually the Pleasant Gardens area moved out into this area because there were a lot of families out here. You had homes to go to. You didn't have a church. And we had a log cabin, which was out on Curtis Creek. And the log cabin is, maybe I better not say that. Well, we shared with the Methodists. And something happened along the way that the Presbyterians and the Methodists just didn't get along. But so we up and moved the cabin, and the Methodists came with us. So they decided that we were going to build our big church and near our cemetery. And I thought what was interesting as I dug through the session minutes, they called our cemetery the City of the Dead. And I thought that was interesting, you know. But anyway, so our great-grandfather, T.Y. Greenlee, got old and he didn't want to travel all the way to where Siloam was. So he donated this land. And in 1901, they picked up the church from the cemetery over where it was and they moved it here. And then in about the 1950s or 60s, they decided to brick over the church. And what you see is all the windows, the doors. If you go underneath the church, you can see the old beams. They just picked it up and brought it here, and it's been going since. So this church has been here, the fourth structure, since 1901.
What missions are Siloam currently engaged in the community?
We are a very outward-focused church. We have gardens in our backyards, and we donate our food to the food hub, which gets distributed to food pantries all over McDowell County. Mm-hmm. We also have food drives for different parts of the year. We'll have different drives. If we need sweaters in the wintertime, we get sweaters. If we have Christmas children that need gifts, we get gifts. We have something going all the time, and our congregation just gets behind it and just goes overboard with it.
Tell them how much we put last year in the pounds.
We started our community gardens in 2021, and we put, at that time, 250 pounds of fresh produce into the food hub in McDowell County. That was kind of a response to COVID, to help the community get some fresh produce. This year we're challenging ourselves to put 1,000 pounds of fresh produce into the food hub, because last year we topped 900 pounds and we just keep stretching, and thus we built the greenhouse and the extra beds so that we can make that work.
But we do a lot of different drives. In the fall, we collect school supplies that we donate to the school system in McDowell County for teachers and students that need supplies, so we do that. This past Christmas, we donated turkeys. One of the local stores was having buy one turkey and you get another one at 29 cents a pound. So we go in
turkeys.
And we get 2 turkeys, and then Susan would get
20-pound butterballs.
And so we ended up with, we're talking a lot of turkeys that we gave to St. John's Episcopal Food Pantry, fresh turkeys for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we do things like that as well.
As our usual ministries that we do for the presbytery, that's assumed, right?
Yeah.
This is above and
These
beyond.
are different because we do the...
We bought pigs last year too.
We did. We bought pigs and chickens.
We're a 5-for-5 church. That means that we've given to all this big offerings from Presbytery, plus the Presbytery Giving Catalog. And as a matter of fact, the January 9th catalog, I believe, they gave a shout out to our Presbytery and to us. And for supplying them a whole
Pigs and chickens.
Yeah, a whole farm, a whole family. We supplied them with, garden implements and livestock
and one thing that we did, Hurricane Helene, when it came through, we went and we fixed meals. We helped serve meals. We donated a lot of things. We donate laundry supplies for people, having a hard time to keeping clothes clean and sheets washed. So we've been donating to that. So we
Tide
did a lot
pods and dryer sheets and.
It's always something going on at this church.
We always into something.
If you had to describe your church to someone, what exactly would you say?
We are here to worship, but I believe that part of that is enjoying family and friends and community. And so a pastor would need, as we said before, a sense of humor, because we do. We are very flexible. We will go with the flow. We're not a stuffy old church,
And don't underestimate our faith either.
No,
We're
very small.
And
we're very
deep
small.
and strong.
Yeah.
And we may be goofy for a while, but hey.
Yeah. I like to say that, yes, we're small in number, but we are big on faith, and we are big on service. I like to think we have musical talent. If not,
You're looking at the choir.
the choir and the choir director and the choir pianist as well. But we enjoy singing, and so Amelia is constantly pulling out new music for us, and some of them she comes up with is like, where did you get that? But we enjoy music, we enjoy singing, and so that's a big part of who we are as a church and people as well.
Well, as you can tell by the excitement of their members, Siloam is a church that is doing great things within the community. They have a wonderful history, and they are seeking someone to serve them. They are small but mighty, but know that the Lord is leading someone to be with them. So I hope that you will discern whether God is calling you to serve this particular congregation. If you are interested, please do not hesitate to reach out to me here through my email at the Presbytery office, bwade@presbyterywnc.org. Well, until the next time, I hope that you will be well and blessed, and I hope that you will seriously consider serving Siloam Presbyterian Church. In the meantime, may God bless.